Hello, my name is Andrea. I created TwoGirlStudio with my sister. We make organization tools for you, and today I'm going to show you how to use our income and expense tracker for Google Sheets. First, we have the Setup tab, which is pretty easy. You just have to organize your categories by income and expense. There's a space for 50 on each side. So you just have to write here whatever it is. For example, if I were to add car, it will show later. Here you just have to write your name. So for example, this is my case. And in the currency, you can choose from the drop down like this, and it will change in here. And you can keep on writing, and it was also automated. See, I'm gonna keep the dollar sign for this case just because it's easier to understand. So on the budget tab, you just have to find the year and the month. For example, it's October and I just wrote this. But for example, you say like, oh, for November it's this. You just type it and the symbol appears automatically. On this part, on your budget, you just write the complete budget, the amount that you think you will spend on the whole year. So 2025, it's about to end. So let's say you say for 2026 is the whole year and the symbols appear. Then we have the transaction tab. This is why you have to write your name here. It's a little personalization trick, but it's pretty. Here it says good afternoon, good morning, or good night, depending on the hour. This is also pretty simple. I'm gonna do here. You just double click this side and you choose the date, for example, this income or expense. Let's say it's an income. And you choose this from the categories you wrote earlier. So let's say you got paid today and it was $100. You can also write a small description, like for example, got paid. This is optional, but it can help you. Then we have monthly overview. Here you can just choose the month. Let's say February or October, in this case. Well, this is not true, it's just for the example. So here you have total income, your total expenses, balance, budget. I'm gonna choose another month because currently I haven't spent that much. There. So on this chart, you have the amount of like the proportion that you've spent, the percentage on your summary, on your income summary and your expenses. So in this case, March 2025, I spent like 34% of my income came from work, 27% came from personal classes, and so on. The same with expenses. This is the budget that you wrote in here. See, March 2025, March 2025, it's the same. Here you have another summary of what it is exactly how much you spent on each thing and how much income you received from each category that you wrote. You have this little chart that shows you income versus expense and how much you have left to spend. This is how much you've spent and the number. This also is for the personalization. So I wrote Andrea, so here it says Andrea's March, Andrea's April, Andrea's June, and so on. Finally, we have the annual overview. It's the same. You choose, it's a 12-month summary. So if I were to choose January, like here, it will go from January to December. But if you were to choose February, it will go from February to January. It's 12 months. So it's pretty much the same than in the monthly overview. You have your total income from the whole year for the 12 months, your total expenses, your balance, and the budget that you chose for the year. So if I were to change it to 2026, the budget would change and everything changes. I haven't wrote anything on 2026, that's why it's blank. Let's stick to 2025. There. You have this chart. It's income versus expense for each month, like this. For example, this October and I haven't wrote any expenses. You have the monthly breakdown, which is the month, the income, the expense, and the exact balance. This other chart, that is your, well, the movement that you've had in your income, the cash flow as well. It's pretty much the same, just like with different visuals. The expense summary and the income summary, it's the same than in here. It tells you how much you spent or gained from each side, and the same income versus expense. Here you have your cash flow, which is the month, the budget that you said you have, and the actual amount that you spent. Here it's more like a report of how much your expenses and income were. I hit the columns because you have 50 for each side. So if you want to hide them again, you just select them, right click, hide, just so that it looks better. But just so you know that there's more space, it's more than that. The same with expenses, and that's basically it. Now there's one thing I want to clarify. Sometimes when you change the symbol, especially on this one because I change it a lot to make sure that it works. Sometimes, look, this happens. Like the symbols don't entirely change. It doesn't really matter. Like the formulas are intact, everything works, it's just for aesthetics. But if you really want to fix it, you can go here and format, number, and you can fix it like this, or you can manually go number, personalize, and you can choose your currency. If it really bothers you, if it doesn't really matter, but it can get a little annoying. So that's it. I hope you like it. I think it's very useful. It's very simple, very, yeah, straightforward. There isn't much science to it, just how much you spent, how much you gained. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave the link below in case you wanna purchase it. And I will make a tutorial later on how to make your own. So if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, and you can always follow. If you have any questions, you can always tell me in the comments, or you can ask us in our email. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.